Amazing. The cameraman returns the ball. Here's Fred Sylvia. You know it's going to hook when he throws the ball down spinning like that. Even before he hits the ball. See? There he is. He just threw the ball down with a little spin, and then he either comes over or under it to the side. All right, now Eddie is pretty much into power. He's not into hooking. And he's been hitting it to the middle. Oh, driving shot to Torres left. Well, Eddie should be happy with that. They're still going at Paul. Trying to keep Eddie out of the game. Trying to keep Eddie Maisonet out of the game. Pretty successful, I must say. I'd say Paul's had maybe 70 to 80% of his shots. Okay, Paul takes a deep breath. Away he goes. So many longs that are way out. These guys must have spent about a week playing cards. It's a good volley. Okay, Eddie Maisonet with a serious focused look. That left hand of Eddie's is very deceptive. It doesn't look great, but it sure makes points. Comes Eddie again, looking as if he wants to run off his string. That's it. That's the look he has. Okay, here's Fred Silva, looking very perturbed and still hitting at Paul's right hand. I don't think that was a long. I was looking right at it, didn't look like a long. But nobody complained. Oh, he certainly got Paul Williams out of position. Now Eddie is playing the kind of game he wants to play. And it's one down. Amazing amount of wild shots here. There's Paul reaching. That meant the hook was fooling him. Weird shot, huh?
Good shot.
There's no call. Can't call for a block. Afterwards, everybody's been very nice to the referees, even though they've made some spurious calls. Certain places have an ambience of gentility, so you don't see the arguments that you see elsewhere. I don't know what kind of place this is. There's Paul swinging away with his arms, not his body. Flat shots. That's Eddie's shot. Crossing the court, trying to get his full body into it. That's what he does. Okay, we got another timeout. They're all coming back now. Here's Paul looking it over. Let's get a little closer on these guys here. Ooh. That was definitely out. Fred has that tendency to be wild sometimes. It's funny, Paul is simply not playing his game. I don't know what it is. Where's Eddie? Here's Eddie. Now that's just the kind of thing that Eddie eats up. Okay. He must have some hook on that ball for Eddie Golden to reach like that. Uh-oh. Big mistake. Those are the kind of things that Eddie runs off even in a doubles game. He just has a very strong serve. He waits on the short line for the weak return, and then he kills everything. So Eddie did it, and in spite of the rather erratic play of Paul Williams, Eddie Maisonet just really, at the end, he just knocked their brains out. Okay, that's it, folks, for this exhibition. Okay, folks, we're in this second chapter of this 2 out of 3 exhibition. Everybody's shaking hands. An interesting ritual, and here's Fred Sylvia. Still attacking Paul's right hand, and Paul is still not getting his wrist into it, and still hitting the ball flat, and even if he returned it, it'd be weak. So this is pretty good strategy. Okay, he hit it to Paul's left hand. Eddie was helping out there, but he couldn't get over cross court. And there is a hook on the ball. So probably Paul is feeling, oh, they're picking on me now. It's funny because Paul is usually a much better player than this. There he goes. Well, this is how they started out the last time. At Paul's right hand. That's the first strong right hand Paul hit. You got to get your wrist into this and get your weight into it, or it's a weak return. There's Paul trying to do the same thing. Block. No? Point, he says. Well, aren't you glad I'm not the referee? I definitely would have called a block. There was no way he could see the ball. And he moved too. Long, very wild, long. Okay. So far, Fred and Eddie Golden done very well by keeping Eddie Maisonet out of the game. It's definitely their strategy. And you can see why. You see that block. Okay. I think Eddie's having to push it a little bit because he feels if he doesn't do it, it won't be done. Beautiful serve by Sylvia. Right at the long one, had a nice hook on it.
Yeah.
And now he's going to go back to attacking Paul all over again. Look at that, right on the short. That was really gorgeous. An ace, just where Paul wasn't expecting it. This man has a good collection of serves. Oh, did you see Eddie get right in the way of Paul there? Eddie has no belief that Paul is going to pick these up.
Yeah.
Goodness. I'd be embarrassed if I were Paul. But he's not embarrassed. He just killed the ball with a flat shot that if it hadn't been a killer, it would have been a real weak return. And there he is again reaching. Okay, let's see what happens. Paul's trying to make up for his errors. It's a good service. Eddie's left isn't so good. And Paul did to Eddie what previously Fred did to Paul. He aced the ball at the short line. All of a sudden, Paul is waking up. Andy Maisonet makes a mistake that's usually not a habit of Eddie's. Good serve by Eddie, but there's Eddie at the short line where you really don't want him. And he's going to put it away, standing right there. That's what Eddie has been doing for 15 years to a lot of people. So you want to keep the ball away from the middle, away from Eddie. Nice shot by Eddie Golden. That's the way to do it. Okay, Fred is looking very beautiful serve. Right on the line. Oh no. That was it. Only a smile on Fred Sylvia's face, a patronizing, slightly contemptuous smile to show his small ire at that call. And now he goes at it again. Well. Paul tried to knock down about 2 feet to get to that ball. Oh, that was bad. Eddie had the look on his face of great frustration and he called it. How could I do that? Now Eddie and Paul are both going for the same ball. Eddie Maisonet is trying to do something. What a serve. No, that was an ace. Come on. That was a good call.
What more speed you got?
Tennis. That's another point off Paul. Probably go right back at Paul again. No, he went to Eddie. What do you know? Okay, Eddie Golden fooled us all. Beautiful serve. Look at that. What's he gonna do? Ooh, that was a good idea by Eddie Golden. They weren't ready for that, but it didn't quite go in the long one. When they do that, I think they're looking to buy about 30 seconds of time. Oy, oy, oy. Very wild shot by Eddie Golden. That's usually his shot. The right hand at the waist. Okay. Paul Williams. Long. He's almost in there, just right outside the red line. Eddie Golden's become very careful. He doesn't trust himself at this point. Well, I don't know. A pretty good shot at that. And why is that not a block ball when Paul Williams moved? Tell me. Good serve. I think these guys need to move away from the long line because Paul and Eddie are just driving the ball at the long line. Look at that left hand by Eddie. Give Eddie that shot next to coming from the hand. They got lucky because that's not what you give Eddie Maisonet. Okay, here's for Sylvia. Long. It's going to be a hook, and it was a hook. About a foot over the short line, so it was reasonably careful. Nice hook. Look at that hop. My goodness gracious. This guy's got a collection of services, no question about it. Okay. Well, I got past that. Eddie Maisonet was trying to make up his mind. Should he go for it? Should he not go for it? And when he raised his head, he was practically telling the referee what to do.
Out. Come on, Paul.
That was a weak return answered by a weaker return. That was going on. Well, that's the Eddie Golden we know. That's the shots he normally makes. Okay, here's Eddie Maisonet. Caught it on the fly. He didn't want to wait for the hop. Here's Sylvia. guys are playing much better for some reason. Apparently, it's okay between Eddie and Paul that Eddie is picking up all the balls to Paul's left hand. No complaints there. Oh, almost an ace on the short line. Look at Eddie. That left hand of his, he almost picked up a near killer. Okay. Fred with a swing. Good little hop on it. Still going as ball. And he made a big mistake. Gave it to Eddie in the middle, waste time. Made one of his few mistakes. He was out of position, had a swing with his arm. And now he's second service.
Time out.
Okay, we got a timeout, as you heard. Here we go. It's Freddie. Still going at Paul. Way long. It's funny, that was a serve with nothing on it, and Paul still hit it out. But he actually got his wrist into it. That had a nice hop on it. Oh, that's a good service. Fred Sylvia is a very good doubles player because he's not all that great at getting in singles, but he's got a lot of the equipment that a doubles player needs. Tremendous mistake. He's hitting to Eddie. That's the correct move. Hit it Paul and let Paul make the errors because he's making them. There goes Eddie right in front of Paul. This has got to really make Eddie and Paul pretty nuts because they played badly the first game, and now they're getting wiped out this game. Oh, they're hitting to Eddie, and they lose. The optimal game they should be playing is make sure that Eddie hasn't got one shot. Oh, I'm fine. Okay, they just need more. Beautiful serve by Eddie. No, not to Eddie. These guys don't think sometimes. Now Paul and Eddie are up. They're going to try to make a run. They're probably too far away, but they could have really made Paul and Eddie crazy by just consistently keeping the ball away from Eddie, trying to make Eddie go cross court all the time. With 4 guys on the court, it's amazing everything is a block ball. And that wasn't a block ball? Figure it out. Well, that's why you should keep it to call.